I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. You think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Where's the lie, huh? Now, disclaimer, I think I made it clear in this in my video title, and also I'll make it clear here just so that I can disarm this the disinformation brigade called the Democratic Shills. This is a parody video. This video was made as a joke, but this joke is based on some truths. This is how we see Kamala Harris as a candidate, right? And every interaction, every time you question Kamala's qualifications, the Democratic Shills go on to, oh, you're only questioning her credentials because she's a black woman, she's a woman. They always try to deflect into something insignificant, right? Make the insignificant significant. It talk as if it's significant. Like this stuff. This ad is pissing off a lot of Democrats, right? So Gavin Newsom threatened to make this AI ad illegal when there's this is politics. Just in, Elon Musk tells California Governor Gavin Newsom to suck. I'm not gonna repeat that because YouTube gonna censor me. After Newsom threatened to change the laws to make AI ads voice illegal. Newsom was upset over a parody video below that Musk shared on X. Manipulating a voice in an ad like this should be illegal. I'll be signing a bill in a matter of weeks to make sure it is, Newsom said. I checked with the renowned world authority Professor Suck on These Nuts. This is funny. And he said parody is legal in America. Musk shot back. Epic. All right, so this is the ad I just showed you. Shout out to Mr. Reagan. He's a YouTuber here on YouTube. I think his videos, if I can find it. But Democrats are pissed over this because humor is the best medicine here, right? So this is the Gavin Newsom replying to that, and essentially, I want to question the vanilla because at the end of the day, this ad is perfect, right? And this is some of the ways that this is why I'm a conservative guy. This is we have fun with it. Right, yeah, I like to what's his name? Sunday Night Live. Like to make fun of Trump, call him Orange Man. Say he's Hitler. Y'all could create images of a Hitler mashed up with Trump's faces, but we put out an AI parody video and we let you know it's a parody video because let me go find the original video. Because this is why one thing with Democrats, you can't really trust 100% of what they say. Because for the most part, it seems like they're always trying to manipulate you into doing something. That's just my take. So here's the original video that was originally shared by Elon Musk, right? Kamala Harris campaign ad parody. So there should be no misunderstanding about what is going on here. But they'll still do it. They'll still reach, right? They're here manipulating all kinds of data, right? And the reality is Kamala Harris is a socialist, bro. Income inequality. I just did a video where I'm essentially criticizing her as a socialist. Hey, socialists want to undermine the citizens' power and uplift their own power. In socialism, only the rich people are going to be all people who are connected to the government, right? But you keep getting these Democratic shills in my comment section, right? Oh, you're gonna vote for Project 2025. This is me. Goes to Donald Trump's website, looks at policy agenda. Donald Trump's policy agenda is not named Project 2025. So why are you lying to me? I did my research. Like, this is the funny part about these like Democratic shills. They kind of tell on themselves because they don't do no research on their own candidate. The only research they do is Kamala Harris a Democrat or a Republican? And it seems like that's about the only research they do. Right? They don't understand why people support Trump, why people vote for Trump, why people are willing to stick up for Trump, advocate for Trump, because we like his policies. Agenda 47 is Donald Trump's official platform, a policy platform. If you try to make it about anything else, we know you're deflecting. We know you're being disingenuous. Trump already said publicly that he's not associated with Project 2025. And he doesn't like Project 2025 because he has his own ish going. But here you are on my comment section, Democratic shills. I'm talking about the Democratic shills. I'm not talking about like well-meaning black people who just wants to understand my perspective and be like, yo, what's so good about Trump? If you're asking questions, I'll answer your questions. So if you're going to come on my comment section saying, Kenny, you're speaking a bunch of mega talking points, that's a deflection. How is it that, hey, I want the economy back to where everything was 20% cheaper compared to this administration? How's that a mega talking point? That's facts. That's reality. Why would I want to continue supporting a party that's for government spending when there's a big correlation with government spending and inflation? How can you fix inflation by voting in the party that made inflation worse in the first place? How is that a mega talking point? This is why these Democratic shills, I tell you, while their candidate, Kamala Harris, doesn't even have a policy platform on her official website, but they want to sit here and try to demonize you for voting for Donald Trump, for saying you're going to vote for Trump. I'm voting for Trump, so what? You voting for a candidate because of her skin color and her gender. But you want to call me the racist sexist because I criticize her. And this is why the parody video, this is why the Democrats were really pissed about that parody video, because it's so spot on. Now, I found another interesting video, right? Because if this one hill I'm going to die on, I don't support socialists, right? So you can make these comments, oh, you don't want to support a black woman. I don't care how you package up socialism. It don't work. Should I go to my example again? Student loan forgiveness is responsible for 27% of inflation. So if Kamala does more of the same, she's going to make cost of living harder for all of us. We can't afford progressive policies. That's my argument here. Black people are disproportionately poor, Kenny. We're only 13% of the population, but 23% of us is on welfare. But you want to vote for a candidate that is going to push in policies that's going to make it worse for you. I did it in my last video. Income inequality is impossible. The only way you can get income inequality is if everyone works for free or everyone is poor. Play to the lowest standards, not the highest standards. People can barely afford anything. But here you are wanting to vote for the most liberal senator during 2019. This is why they had to delete her record off of GovTrack. They won't even let you track her record as a sitting senator, but you want me to vote for her. The media and everyone's trying to hide information from you, try to reframe things in a different light. When 3 years ago, they were just saying that how bad of a candidate Kamala Harris was.
Interesting news. Recent focus groups conducted by the super PAC Republican voters against Trump found that swing voters don't like Harris. And focus groups conducted by the Democratic National Committee also found Harris rubs some people the wrong way. So, Jonah, how big a drag is Kamala Harris on the ticket?
I think she's a pretty big jag. I think she was arguably Biden's worst political decision of his presidency to pick her in the first place. And one of the special reasons that she's a drag is Biden's age concerns people. They worry that he can't fill a term. They worry that he's not up to the job. And so the vice president matters more than they normally do. I generally think going into the future that Democrats really should not nominate or front people who come from decidedly all blue states, unless they're like once in a generation talents like Barack Obama, because Kamala Harris does not know how to talk to the center or to the right. She only really knows how to sort of speak the language of the base of the party, and that's 34% of the electorate.
Sorry, I have to fact check myself. It wasn't 3 years ago. It was April 20. This happened 3 months ago. At the time of recording this video, July 29th. This happened 3 months ago. 3 months ago, they were saying this. A CNN roundtable discussed how Kamala Harris may actually be dragging Biden down in his re-election bid. They discussed the fact that people don't like her, and including swing voters, and their vote and her voice is annoying, allegedly, right? I let y'all make that decision because, you know, what's annoying for some is soothing for another, right? And this is why I can't seem to understand, right? That everything that's here, I think I did a video on I did do a video on this today about my major concerns for Kamala Harris. Why I am concerned about Kamala Harris. Look at this Venezuela timeline. Everything on here, Kamala endorses. She wants universal health care. She wants to ban gun ownership. She wants income inequality. Because she wants to get her foot in the door. And one of the ways they're using this way to get their foot in the door is using identity politics. By using identity politics, they get the white women for Trump. They're playing into it. They're saying, hey, look, everyone's supporting her. She's the most popular candidate ever. But 3 months ago, you're just talking about how, hey, Kamala Harris might have been Biden's worst decision because Kamala Harris does not know how to talk to people in the middle and to the right. And that's what I can do. I can talk to people in the middle and to the left of me because I do it all the time. And if you think I'm lying, look at my skin color. I'm joking around. But I'm being serious. Most of my family are Democrat. As a black man, 77% of the time, another black person is going to be a Democrat. So I know how to talk to the middle. I know how to talk to the left. I've been doing it all my life because I'm a minority in my community. But Kamala Harris doesn't know how to talk to people in the middle, and that's her problem, right? So all these people who get mad, oh, Kenny, you supporting Trump? You voted for a convicted felon. No, I'm not voting for a convicted felon. I'm voting for a Project 47. I'm messing around. Yo, the fear mongering off of 2025 is funny as hell. The Project 2025 is not associated with Donald Trump for the last damn time. Right? Because y'all keep putting up this misinformation that, oh, keep voting for Trump, then you're going to get Project 2025. I said, nah, I'm voting for Agenda 47. That's what I'm voting for. But, you know, they want to make it about anything but the policies. Because one, Kamala Harris doesn't have a policy platform she's running on. Two, all the policy positions you can find, they're deleting it off online. Like, imagine that, black Democrats. Listen to me. Look, I'm talking to the middle now. Listen to me. They're deleting her record as a senator, where it'll make it harder for you to do research on her. Because right now, she doesn't have a policy platform on her official website. Go ahead, go check. Pause the video, go check. All right, now that you're back, you don't see no policy, but all it says is donate to me, buy my merch, and become a volunteer for me. But you don't even know what you're standing for, what you're defending, what you're advocating for. It's a socialist. That's what you're advocating for. You want to see what happened to socialism? Venezuela is a perfect example. They went from the third richest country in Latin America to being the poorest overnight. That's what happens when you let a socialist manage things. The parody video isn't so far off now, is it? Now, I want to end this video because I found on X the realest take on Kamala Harris. And I believe this is the realest take. I watched a good minute of it, and I want to showcase that to you today. So let's take a quick look.
If Kamala Harris wins the 2024 presidency, then the economic depression that was meant for Donald Trump will fall to her administration. And so this is a message for you educated liberals and progressives who somehow missed what's obvious about the economy. We can't afford to be progressive anymore. Like, we printed money, right? We opened borders, flooded.
And what's her name? Sorry, Elizabeth Warren recently came out and said how, oh, wait, no, Kamala, she's going to put a path to citizenship. A path to citizenship for what? These 15 million people that cross the border illegally? There's more. Imagine this. There's more people who cross the border illegally during the Biden administration than in the entire population of Vermont and other states, other smaller states. That means if all these illegals concentrate themselves into one state, they can take over the entire state. Make it make sense. You have more people who cannot vote in a state than the people who can vote in a state. Make that make sense. And then you want to give these people passive citizenship? Oh my God, bro. You're rewarding bad behavior. You're going to enable people to break the law. Imagine someone say, hey, as long as you don't steal over $1,000, you can be released from jail with no cash. But oh wait, they're already doing that in San Francisco. Yet these progressives sitting here thinking their policies work is insane to me. Here's an example, then we'll get back to the video. More info on how they're cooking the books on crime stats. Crime is at a 50-year low. Our media is knowingly playing a part in this shameful con. They know that none of the data being reported by the FBI is accurate. The media cannot use other sources, but they don't want to know the truth, at least not before the election, right? 50-year low in San Francisco. Do you believe that? They're stealing TVs over there. People are blaming Newsom for the laws over there, but he wants to make campaign AI bots, AI voices illegal in California, but he's not actually want to be tough on crime. When it politically benefits him, that's when he wants to be tough on crime. Just like Biden wants to do something about the border when he finds out that the border is a major issue for most Americans. Most Americans believe, 63% believe in mass deportation, including Hispanic voters. But black people want to go right behind Harris. Allegedly, that's the narrative anyway. I don't know the reality of it. But online, I see all these Democratic shills. I'm going based on past data that I know of the black community. 88% of y'all voted for Democrat, so I'm assuming y'all gonna support Harris just because of her gender and her race. And then when I criticize this idea, hey, you should vote based on her merit, based on her policies. And then you say, yeah, we agree with that message, Kenny. And I go, okay, what are her policies? And you don't know. And then I ask you the question, why do you support Kamala Harris? And the answer you'll get is, I ain't gonna lie, Kenny. Look, it happened to me. My family, I ain't gonna lie, Kenny. I'm voting for her because she's a black woman. And then you're gonna act like I'm making this out of my, like I'm pulling this out of my A. Yo, sometimes comment sections, it's an interesting place to be in.
Flooded the census, which indirectly impacted the cost of living to rise. That's why you can't afford anything. We could not afford to fund Ukraine for your democracy. We could not afford to fund Iran either, but we are. We're spurring World War III. We can't afford to do that, but we are. So here's my point. If you want to focus and fixate on Kamala Harris's genitals and her brown skin, I hope you understand political strategy is making a fool out of you. You see, it's Donald Trump that's supposed to take all the blame for the incoming economic depression. Now that you want to support Kamala Harris at the rate that you're supporting her, that guarantees that she's going to inherit it. And that guarantees that you're going to be going through a depression as an economy together while under her administration. And she just showed you that she's incompetent. She showed you, look at her resume on the border. She showed you that her Marxist subscriptions make her incompetent.
And a socialist. Like this is the biggest reason I'm not voting for Kamala Harris, because she's a socialist. I'm a capitalist, right? I rather have freedom to sell, freedom to buy, freedom to fail, and freedom to see. I don't need the government to act like my parents. I'm a grown man, as the people like to say in the community. I don't want to continue cursing on here, right? But the government, socialists, want the government to act like your parent. Oh, I'm responsible for your health care. Oh, I'm gonna pay for it. Like, when did we want to be children again? Socialism is slavery. Like all the policy prescriptions that socialists enact, the slave master used to do for the slave. From cradle to grave, you're taken care of by the slave masters. Yeah, he'll abuse you here and there like the government does, right? Yeah, you suffer a little bit, but hey, look, I'm responsible to clothe you, feed you. If you get sick, I got to take care of you. Sound like a socialist dream. No, does it? And here's another inconvenient fact too, because black people love to stoke this hatred for white people. When, if you look at and this is the funny part, is this is how I know, like when these Democratic shills come in my comment section talking about that I'm not educated or I'm ignorant and all this stuff, I'll just go, no, you're ignorant. You're the ignorant one. You crying about systematic racism when only 1.6% of the U.S. citizens ever owned slaves, and now in the 1860s, and that was peak. So that means only 1.6% of Americans, or about 4% of Americans, has any tie to slavery. So you can stop basing your hatred for an entire race for the actions of 1.6% of the population. 1.6% of that races was responsible for slavery. Yet you want to make all white people complicit when most white people here in this country right now are descended from immigrants from Europe, from Irish, European descent. Most white Americans today. But no, white privilege, systematic racism. But Asians have a higher, on average, higher income than white America, and most likely own more wealth than white America. But the system's built for white people. The excuses black people tell themselves. But y'all want to keep projecting your ignorance on other people. You know what they used to say when I was growing up? They say ignorant people are very loud. Knowledgeable people know when to be quiet because they're like, yo, I know what I know, and I'll move in silence, right? Real G's move silent like lasagna. I've been saying it wrong the whole time, but whatever. But the premise is that ignorance is overpowering knowledge in our political discussion right now. And it seemed like the only way we could reach these ignorant people is by humor, entertainment. That's why the Democrats focus so much on getting Hollywood celebrities to endorse them, back them up, because they know the masses will listen to them and follow. Taylor Swift is a good person. I like her music. If she like Kamala, I would like Kamala too. Girl power. And then you end up having a worse economy than you ever had. And that goes back to my take on the intro. If you thought Joe Biden was bad, you haven't seen nothing yet. But you know, I'm gonna vote for her because she a black woman. She's a black woman. When are we gonna learn not to vote based on skin color? And then the funny part is the media is making this whole thing a distraction. Like, you're supposed to be focused on, hey, what are Kamala's policies? We've been talking for weeks about DEI. Just because the Republicans made one mention about DEI, now y'all want to make the whole argument about DEI. Oh, they're questioning her qualifications. Yeah, why? Yeah, of course you'll have questions about someone's qualifications when the primary reason they end up getting that position in the first place is because of something they could not control, their race and gender. But here we are, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, still talking about it. But y'all don't even know a single policy Harris's supporters. The only policy I know for sure is she support abortion. But then when we say she wants open borders, y'all make excuses. No, she doesn't. But she was the border czar. She wasn't the border czar. She was in charge of the root cause of immigration. Doesn't that sound like a border czar to you? They give us the job description, and then we categorize it in 2 syllables. Oh, you sound like an engineer. Oh, you sound like an accountant. Oh, no, I'm not an accountant. That's exactly what the border czar argument is about. How you properly name the job description. She was supposed to oversee the root cause of immigration. Sound like you had a supervisor role there, Kamala. So the border's bat was worse under your watch, Kamala. No. Then what is it then? Kamala is the most progressive senator ever, even more progressive than Bernie Sanders. The 2019 GovTrack, which tracks the voting records of senators, deleted her stuff off the internet, off their webpage. The only reason we know about it today is because people screenshotted it before they did it. Imagine that, trying to cover her record. America, we can't afford another Democratic presidency. I'm just sorry. I'm just being straight up right now. We can't afford Kamala Harris. Just like we couldn't afford Joe Biden, we can't afford Kamala Harris. That's the argument. That's the argument. But the Perry video, shout out to Mr. Reagan. That was a spot-on viral ad parody. And hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. My thoughts, your thoughts, I'd like to hear in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.